Good evening, everybody. So, who pays for the first? Who pays on the first date? Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to another episode of Kampong Kid Live. I see some familiar names and I see some new names as well. Hi, Honey, Ngan Tran Hai, Fung Len. I hope I pronounced that correct. Kanha. Who else? Pao Han. Pao Han, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see who else is on. Hu Son, Nga Nguyen, Vanessa, hi. Hello everybody. Nice to see all of you here this evening. So back to the question. Oh, before I talk about the question, for those of you who've not met me before, I'm Douglas Kampong Kid. I'm an entrepreneur, and tonight's live is going to be about coconuts, the universe, and everything else in between. So let's get to the first question, which is who pays on the first date? Who wants to pay? So it depends. I always say it depends. It depends because today there are so many combinations of people going on a date. Okay, traditionally, what was more common were a man and a woman, a guy and a girl going on a date. Today, it's becoming a lot more normal as well for two guys, two girls, three people to be on a date. So who pays? The simplest answer is everybody pays. Everybody pays because it's a first date. I know some of the women will not like me for saying this because men should be paying for the date, right? Then I'll say what happened to women's rights. Okay, but that aside, I personally feel this, that the person who is paying for the date, so it's the first date, right? So it's the first date, and I'm imagining the first date, you've not met each other before, you decide to spend some time together on whatever it is you are doing, get to know each other, and then usually over a meal, and at the end of the meal, somebody has to pay. What I will do, okay? So what I will do, I will pay. Usually I will pay. And why will I pay? Because I want to be in the position of power. Okay, I've never said this is my secret. Now I'll let you know. Now I'll let you guys know my secret. Okay, why do I pay? Okay, why even if the other person wants to pay? Okay, so remember when I go on a date, it's not the normal date. Okay, usually it's another guy. Oh no, I hope people I've dated are not watching this. Oh, I will usually pay because I want to be in a position of power. What do I mean by that? When I offer to pay, or even if the other person offers to pay, I will insist on paying. Then after that, I'll say, you pay the next time. Okay, so between two guys, it's a bit different. The dynamics, okay, you will take turns paying. I'll say you pay the next time. Okay, that's one way. The other way, okay, the other thing that can happen is we will go for a meal, and then after that, if the meal goes well, I'll pay, and then we'll go for coffee, and then the other person pays for coffee and dessert or ice cream or whatever it is. So it depends that date how many stages there are. But I will offer to pay, or I will insist in paying, because then that gives me the choice to say, hey, you pay the next time. Okay, we'll do it the next time. If the next time happens. But if the other person pays, then I am obliged. Okay, I'm obliged. I need to arrange for the second time so that I can pay. And I don't want to do that. So I've let you guys know my secret. Okay, now all of you need to erase. Okay, you never listen, you never heard this. So who pays? It depends. It depends. The world has changed, and the world has changed in such a way as well. I feel that it's no longer about who pays. It's about having a balance. It's about having equality. It's not about the money. Okay, the relationship shouldn't be about the money. Okay, if one person pays, the other person pays the next time. Okay, if not, if you don't want to make it so complicated, then split the bill. Okay, that's who pays on the first date for me. Make sense? I hope so. When is enough? Enough of what? When is enough really enough? Enough of what? Okay, so that's enough. Enough is when you have enough. How do you know when you have enough? Okay, I don't have a. You know. Okay, so enough is, to me, generally when we say that something is enough, it is the point when anything more than that is too much, excessive. You don't need the extra. Okay, the extra is wasted. Okay, so when we talk about enoughness, we talk about sufficiency. It's enough, sufficiency. It's just like if you need $100 a month for your daily expenses, or whatever it is, X dollars, enough is you get $100. If you need $100 and then you want to set aside another $50 that goes into an investment, then enough is $150. Okay, more than that is extra. Then if you talk about people, okay, so what's enough if we talk about ourselves? Enough, we are always enough. We are always enough because we are already who we are. Okay, at any point in time, we are already the best version of who we are. Can we get better? Yeah, we can. We can get better. We can learn more. We can get more awareness. We can get more knowledge, skills. But at any point in time, okay, so you are at a level. Can you be more than this level at that point in time? Cannot. Okay, you might decide that, okay, I'm here now. I learn a skill. Then it goes up. I get more aware, more knowledge, more mature, I have more experience, then it goes up. But at any point in time, this is where we are, and we are always enough. There will always be more, but at any point in time, so this is that. The time factor. At any point in time, we cannot be more than who we are. Okay, so we are enough. And we don't compare. We don't compare that somebody is here and then we are here. So, compared to that person, I am not enough. So we can't do that, because that person has gone through different experiences, different life, different learning, different struggles, challenges. So we cannot compare. So as far as a person, for me, is concerned, we are always enough. And when we make ourselves not enough, not good enough, not whatever it is, so when we do that, okay, we are comparing. What are we comparing against? Why do we need to compare? We can't compare, because there is no comparison. Each of us are unique. Okay, each of us are brought into this planet to do something with our lives. If each of us, there is no two people. Okay, there's no two people on this planet who will have the same experience of life, even if you are twins. Because you will see things through your own eyes, you will hear things through your own ears, you will have your own thoughts, you will have everything is an experience from where you are. None of us can imagine that for someone else, and none of us can go through that for someone else. So each of us already with our genetic code, we're already unique. Okay, plus as we go through life, we get even more unique experiences. So that's always enough. That is always enough. Then the question becomes, what do you do? What do you do with what you have? Okay, what do you do? Because if you have all those gifts, if you have all those experience, all those things that the universe gives you, and you don't do anything with it, then you are, whatever it is that you have is not worth anything, because you're not converting it into value for someone else. Okay, so from Money and You again, the gentleman that I always talk about, R. Buckminster Fuller, okay, brilliant man, said this: our true life purpose may forever remain obscure to us. Okay, your true life purpose may forever remain obscure to you. However, if you convert your experience, okay, to the highest advantage of others, you can safely assume that you're fulfilling your life's true purpose. So he talks about that. He talks about our experience. As long as our experience stays within ourselves, it does nothing. It is only when we take this experience that we have, and then we turn it into something that other people will benefit, other people will get value. Imagine if everybody is doing that. We are all contributing value to each other. We all become wealthier. Okay, so our purpose in life. You just imagine this: we are born, one day we will die. In between, we will experience life. That's all of us are doing the same thing. We are experiencing life. At the end of our life, at the end, on the day that has no tomorrow, when we die, what would we have accumulated are not things, because things will fade, not permanent. What's the thing that we will keep forever with us is our experience. So at the end of our lifetime, all we have is our experience. Okay, if we didn't do anything with that experience, when we die, we leave nothing behind. Nobody will remember you. You leave nothing behind. So our job, since all of us are going to get that experience, our own individual experience that's unique, our job is to give it away. Our job is to give our experience away to other people so that someone else can gain. So that when we leave this planet, when we leave this life, somebody else has received that gift. At any point in time, whatever experience I have is all the experience that I can have up to that point in time. I cannot have more. So that will always be enough. It's the point where anything more, okay, it's extra, but at that point where it's sufficient, always enough. Okay, so that's the enoughness for human beings, and enoughness as a measure is no extra. I hope that answers the question. If not, you just ask again, okay? What's your key to success? Actually, exactly what I just said about converting experience to the highest advantage of others. I feel that I am successful when I have created that value. I've created value for someone else. That my life is not wasted. I didn't just pass through. Okay, and in the journey that I'm traveling in life right now, that I have created value for other people. An example, okay, one of the things I'll tell you a story. Okay, so some of you know that I'm very, very involved in the Money and You program. And in the Money and You program, one of the things that we talk about is success. Okay, what is success, and what is that? If you imagine that moment when you are 100% successful, okay, what is that moment when you are 100% successful? And all of us have a different definition for success. Okay, my definition may not be your definition, but for each of us, there are points in our life where we felt that we were 100% successful because there was something that we set out to do and we achieved it. Okay, so that's the most basic definition of success. That you want to do something, you did it, and you consider that successful. For me, my definition of success is what I do. Okay, that I created value for someone else, and then I consider that success. That at the end of my life is not wasted. So back to the money and you story. So every money and you, I go back. Okay, and that's the beauty of money and you, because after you've graduated from money and you, it is free lifetime membership, meaning you can attend another money and you program anywhere in the world for free. Okay, so you go back and then you see what's going on again, you review, because each time we go back, we learn something new. So I've been bringing people to money and you for the last, since 2010, 12 years, yeah. And so every time we go back, we experience the same lessons. We learn. I learn new things. And there was a point when the instructor would say, okay, so close your eyes and imagine a moment in your life when you felt 100% successful. So everybody's eyes closed, and then imagining that moment in your life when you were 100% successful. So I started to think about, so which is that moment? Because there are many moments, but which is that moment that I want to choose? And suddenly I saw it. Okay, and that moment was the people in the Money and You program that I brought to the program. That they were there, that they were getting the experience in the same way that I got my experience and my breakthrough. And I knew that this group of people that I brought to the Money and You program, their lives are going to change. And in that moment, and in that moment, I felt that moment was the moment of being 100% successful. So that's what I see as success. Then the question is, how do I create that? How do I create that? If that's my moment of success, then how do I create that? Bring more people to Money and You. So that's one of many moments of success. So I have different things that I consider successful, and that's one of them. And if I know that that's considered a success, then I will do more of that. Then what happens is I create more success. And in the way that I see success, that I want to create value for other people, that their lives will change, then I'm already successful. And I'll be successful again and again and again and again and again. So then my question to you is this: what is that moment of success for you? Okay, what do you consider success for you? Okay, I have my definition. What is your definition that you consider successful? What do you want to do? The clearer it is that you have about what that moment of success looks like to you, then the clearer it is what you need to do. Then the next thing is go do it. That's all. Okay. I hope that answers the question. When you become better for yourself, you naturally become better for someone else. Yes. Yes. Why do I say yes? Because so here's another thing that we have from I'm giving you guys a lot of stories from Money and You. So this story from Money and You is about change. And so we say this: for things to change, first I must change. So what does that mean? Okay, does it mean that I change for someone else? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What it means is that we want to create results, right? We want to create results. We may have a way that there are things that we are doing that's creating a result. Sometimes this result is the result that we want. Sometimes this result is not the result that we want. And whilst we are creating these results, shared with you guys as well, the thing about playing a game. Okay, whatever it is that I consider playing a game, and then we create a result. And then there are four things to consider: the problem that I'm solving, the people who are in the game with me, what's the environment like, and what are the rules? What's the information that I need to know about playing this game? So these are the four things I need to know before I play the game. And then I will create a result. So I may have a certain way to solve a problem. I may have a certain way to deal with people, work with people. I may have a certain way to take care of the environment. I may have a certain way of processing, dealing with the information, the rules, and all that. And then it will create a result. And the first time I do it, okay, I might make mistakes because it is a learning process as well. The first time you play a game, you may not win because it is a learning process. So you practice. So we look at if that's what we need to do, then we need to acquire knowledge, skills, tools, and then we have to practice. Okay, get knowledge, skills, and tools is easy. It's easy because you can pay money, you will get the knowledge. You learn something, you buy something, you get the tools and the skills. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, but having knowledge, skills, and tools, does it make you good? No, it doesn't. It's just knowledge, skills, and tools. Anybody can get the knowledge, skills, and tools. What makes you good? What will make you good is how you practice. How you practice. When you practice, you're going to make mistakes. Okay, and when you make mistakes, then you learn from the mistakes, and then you practice again. Then you learn, so it becomes a cycle. Okay, eventually you become good, and then you create a result. So all this process, okay, of learning, practicing, making corrections, this is what I call we create our results in versions. So version 1 may look a certain way. Well, not very good. Okay, you bake a cake the first time, well, so terrible, nobody wants to eat. You bake the second time, or maybe a little bit better because you learn from the mistake of making the first cake. And then you make the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. At some point, you have a very, very nice cake. So you do all that. Okay, you do all that. Who do you do it for? Okay, you can do it for yourself. Okay, you can do it for yourself, and then you will be the only person who will enjoy the cake. Of course, you do it for yourself when the cake is terrible. It's also you also eat a terrible cake. Okay, but if you do anything for yourself, the only person who gains is yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, but for all of us who are doing things because we want to create value for other people, as the cake gets better, okay, who's going to benefit from a more delicious cake? It's other people, right? The other people who are going to eat your cake. I'm just using cake as an example. It can be anything. Okay, so for things to change, okay, I'm not changing myself. Okay, I am still who I am, but I am changing my mastery. Okay, what I can do, I am becoming a better version of myself. Deep down my core, I am still the same person. Okay, but I am becoming a better version of who I am. And only I can do that. Okay, nobody else can do that for me. Can you practice and then I become good? Cannot. If I want to learn the piano, okay, can you go and can anyone else get the tools, skills, knowledge, and practice and then I become good? Cannot. I have to do it myself. So it always starts with me. What I want to create, and then what ripples out to other people. So that's how That's how I will relate this statement. When you become better for yourself, because ultimately when you get better, you are doing it for yourself. Because if you're not doing it for yourself, nobody else can do it for you. That's number one. Okay, so for things to change, first I must change. For me to get better, then I must decide to get better. Nobody else can do that for me. And as I get better, okay, what I create, okay, I can keep for myself, but most of us will not do that. As I get better, okay, who else gets the value of me getting better? It's everybody else. Or as many people or whoever you decide that you want to be better for. Does that make sense? Okay, it can be anything. You can be the doctor, the surgeon, the teacher, the musician, the whatever it is that you are doing in your vocation. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing in your life that's creating value for someone else. The better you get, the better value you create for someone else. I hope I understood the answer, the question, the statement correctly, and I'm just, so that's my interpretation and that's my response to this. Okay. How do the worst moments in our lives make us who we are? So I talked about, in the past, I gave you guys 2 words. The universe, so the universe will always give us gifts, right? And usually the universe gives us gifts is in the form of obstacles, struggles, and challenges. Because only through obstacles, struggles, and challenges that we grow. When is something an obstacle, a challenge, or a struggle? When we are presented with a situation that we don't know how to solve. Right? If we don't know how to solve it, then we get stressed. That's a struggle. That's an obstacle. That's a challenge. So that same situation presented to someone else may not be a struggle because how come? That person may already know how to do it. If you ask me to bake what? If you ask me to bake that Vietnamese barbecue chicken, which I cannot say, if you ask me to bake, roast that Vietnamese barbecue chicken, it is a challenge for me. Okay, I'm just giving an example. Okay, fun example. It is a challenge for me because I don't know how to do it. Okay, I don't know how to do it. And then if let's say I am making that barbecue chicken for my date, then I want to impress my date. You know, I can make Vietnamese barbecue chicken and it's going to be fantastic. But I don't know how to do it. Okay, this Vietnamese chicken. Then it's a struggle for me. And then I need to find out how to do it. I need to get knowledge, skills, tools. I need to practice, and then I will get good. So that process of learning, of overcoming that struggle of learning to make that barbecue chicken, it's become a learning experience for me. Okay, and at the end of that, I acquire a new skill, I acquire new knowledge, and acquire new mastery, which is making that chicken. Okay, so now part of my skill set is I know how to make amazing Vietnamese barbecue chicken that will make your mouth water, and anybody else eat it, okay, will be so amazed. Okay, so now I level up, right? Okay, I haven't finished answering yet. But if you ask a Vietnamese, okay, any of you, I ask any of you, hey, can you make that Vietnamese barbecue chicken? Then I say, piece of cake, because it's so normal for you to make that same dish. So my struggle is not your struggle, right? Because you have already overcome that struggle. You have already learned. You already know how to do it. Okay, so this is just an example, and it applies to anything that we are presented with, any situation that we're presented with. Okay, so I come back to the chicken. So let's say my date wants to eat the Vietnamese chicken, and then I look at it, so complicated. I don't know how to do it. Okay, I don't even know how to cook. Okay, I boil water, the water can burn. Okay, so I'm terrible. So I might look at that and say, oh my God, this is an impossible task. So the two words, I tell a long story now, the two words, break down or break through. So I can break down, I'm never ever going to do it because I boil water, it will burn. Then what happens? Then I might never date that person, and maybe that person is the person that I'm meant to date in my life. So end of story. Okay, so break down, I give up. Then I give up something else. Okay, break down or break through, whatever it takes. Okay, so I might have judgment, I might tell myself I don't know how to do this, and I overcome all that. I overcome all that. I said, okay, it doesn't matter, no matter how difficult it is, I think I can do it. I just need to be patient and I will learn. Okay, so in that process of breakthrough, not only have I learned how to make that chicken, I have also overcome my own self-doubt. I've also overcome my mental barriers. I've also overcome I boil water, I will burn it, okay? Because that's not true. Okay, it may have happened before, but it doesn't mean that because it happened before, it will always happen. So I mean, it might have happened before, and forever in my mind, I think I cannot cook, I will burn water. But if I choose to break through, now I have a new memory that, hey, you know, once I burned water before, but that's a mistake I made, but it doesn't mean that I will always make that mistake. Okay, so I overcome my mental struggles, my emotional struggles, who I see myself as. Okay, and all I decided to do is to make that barbecue chicken. So this is an example, and it can be any struggle. Okay, it can be, I don't know, what are the challenges and struggles, what are the worst moments, break, divorce, okay, losing a person, war. Okay, it is a struggle or challenge or obstacle to us because we don't know how to deal with it yet. Can we learn? We can. Who chooses? We do. Break down or break through, your choice. But if you choose to break through, actually, if you choose to break down, okay, if you choose to break down, there is also a result, no? Okay, if you choose to break down, then you will have a memory of that breakdown. If you choose to break through, you will have a memory of that breakthrough. And over time, you know, we build up. Okay, we continue to break through, or we continue to break down. We will have a memory of all that. That also becomes a part of who we are. Okay, and if we decide to break down, we keep give up. We keep being the victim. Okay, we create memories of that, and guess at some point in your life in the future, what are you going to remember? That you are a failure. That also becomes part of who you are. Then you think, oh my God, I'm a failure because, you know, all those things that I've done in my past, actually you didn't do because you gave up. All those things, I will always fail. You know why? Because you chose to fail. Or it can be the other way. I choose to break through. Okay, it may not be 100% success, but it could be some success. Then we get better. Then what will your memory be? Your memory will be, oh my, the first time I did it, I didn't do too well. Then I got better. And at some point in time, I got really good. That it is possible to get good. So this also becomes a part of who we are. Makes sense. But we can only experience this in tough moments, in difficult moments, in challenges. Because if it's something that we already know how to handle, it is not a worst moment. If it's not a challenge, it's not a struggle, it's not an obstacle. Make sense? Okay, say yes. I think it has to do with education. I think it has to do with education, and I think it has to do with the story which I just told about breakdown and breakthrough. some of you may know, okay, some of the biggest success stories, okay, some of the biggest success stories on this planet, there are a lot of rags to riches stories, people who have nothing, people who started off very, very poor, who became very, very successful. Okay, and these stories are very, very inspiring. There are people who have very little, okay, who then create a lot in their lives. There are people who are physically disabled, okay, meaning they may be born without arms and legs, or at some point they may have accident or something happened where they lose all that. So in those moments, you can consider worst moment, right? You can consider a struggle, challenge, or an obstacle. So I see poverty as a challenge or a struggle or an obstacle that's presented by the universe. Okay, is it impossible to get out? It is not. Is it easy? It is not easy. But when you do, okay, can you imagine the amount of growth you will experience? Okay, and this is compared to, okay, so I talk about the people who have nothing, who create a lot in their lives. There is now another group of people who already have a lot. Okay, they already have a lot, whether it's money, resources, network, friends, whatever it is, they already have a lot, and then they create more. Okay, if you ask me which group am I more inspired by, the people who don't have a lot and create something in their lives, or the people who have something and create more, I'm inspired by the people who have nothing. Because they took their amazing gift, that struggle, that poverty, that challenge, whatever it is, okay, and they created a breakthrough for themselves. And this growth, this expansion, this lesson, okay, is something that nobody can ever take away from them. But in order for that to happen, it requires a level of commitment. And that level of commitment, I think, not everybody has, because a lot of people give up. Okay, and that's where I see, that's where I will see it's hard to escape poverty. But the thing, the thing is, we want to go deeper. Then I will ask, okay, what is creating that poverty? Okay, is it permanent, or is it something that can change? If it's something that can change, then what do you need to do to change it? And then you do that thing to change it. But it requires a commitment to overcome those struggles and challenges. Not everyone is committed. What I've also realized is that, so there is a line. Okay, there is a line. There is a line that exists in life. And all of us are on one side of the line. Okay, so there's a line, right? All of us are on one side of the line. Okay. One side of the line is the powerful side. Okay, you are powerful. The other side is the powerless, no power. Okay, so powerful, powerless. At any point in life, at any point in our lives, we are powerful or powerless. It is a choice. How do we be? Who are the people who are powerless? What is the belief of the people who are powerless? The beliefs are this: oh, poor me, the world is so unfair. The world is so unfair. I'm born in this country. I'm born in this family. Okay, I am just a victim of the environment. There's nothing I can do. Okay, it's the government's fault, it's the environment's fault, it's the country's fault, it's somebody else. Okay, everybody else is so unfair to me, so powerless. because other people are holding the power. Okay, so to these people, other people are holding the power. That I'm not power. I have no power because other people are doing this to me. Okay, this is what I call victim mode. Powerful people are those who say, it doesn't matter what other people do, I decide what I want to create. Even if the world is against me, even though everything is not working, I will find a way. Okay, nobody is doing this to me. I create my life myself. I will do whatever it takes because I can do it. Okay, so this group of people own the power. They believe, so different belief. They believe that they have choice, that they can choose to create their lives. This group of powerless people, the belief is, I cannot do anything because other people are doing things to me. Two groups, right? Is it permanent? All it takes for people in this group to move over to this group is to decide, I am not going to be a victim anymore. I will be responsible to create my life exactly as I want. Is it going to be easy? It may not, but I have a choice. Because if I don't choose, if I give up my power to other people, then I forever will remain in whatever state it is. But I choose not. I choose for that not to happen. I choose to be powerful instead, to be able to create my life the way I want. That's all it takes to cross the line between powerless to powerful. So it's hard, but it's not impossible. It's a choice. But sometimes people don't know. Okay, and that's where we help create awareness. Okay, people don't know what they don't know. So that's where we create the tools, the knowledge, the skills for people to be able to help themselves. Okay, you guys may have heard of this phrase. Okay, give a man a fish, he will eat that one time. Teach the man how to fish, he will eat for a lifetime. Okay, so I always don't believe, right, in giving things. Okay, for me to help people get out of whatever situation, to overcome struggles, obstacles, and all that, the key is education, in help them help themselves. Because why do I do that? I cannot forever be there. Okay, and if there's so many people, if I go and help all of them to get out, I can't. It's impossible. But if I teach them to help themselves, then things will change. So the key is education. I hope that answers. It's hard, but it's not impossible. We cannot change the world cannot change us as well. Okay, so there's a context. To this. If we look at what's happening in the world today, do you think that we're living in an ideal world right now? I don't think so. Okay, in a moment, just 1 week ago, so COVID happened, right? And then for the last 2 years we've been ding dong, and then we are right now at a point in time when we are coming out of COVID. And then as we are coming out of COVID, and suddenly Ukraine happens. And I was thinking, it's 2022. It's 2022. We have experienced so many world wars. You think that we know we are better as humans right now. Okay, but we are not. So the world will always be the world. Is it ideal? It is not ideal. Do we give up? Do we give up? We can. We can look at the world and say, wow, it's impossible, you know, got disease and then there's war. So we cannot stop. On our own, we cannot stop the war. Are there things being done right now to stop the war? Yeah, there are. But then it can happen. It can happen again as long as all of us are not aware enough, okay, to know that if we hurt somebody else, we are hurting ourselves. Okay, I think not everybody knows that. If we hurt somebody else, it will come back. We are hurting ourselves. If we hurt the planet, then we are hurting ourselves. But the planet is the planet. The world is the world. Whatever is happening is whatever is happening. Then do we allow that because the world is like that? Then we give up. Okay, so this is victim mode. We give up. We say, well, the world is like that. The world is like that. So I'll just live in this world like that. Okay, so cannot change the world, right? And then we allow the world to change us. Okay, we give up. Okay, we are affected and we give up. We break down because of what's happening in the world. Or we can choose. We can choose that, yeah, that's the world is like that. But I have a belief. I have a belief that even if the world is like that right now, it doesn't have to be like that forever. Okay, whatever's happening in the world, the change that we want to see, somebody said this to me once. The change that we want to see in the world is not going to come from governments. It is not, because governments have an agenda. Okay, governments operate a certain way. Okay, and the system of governments, okay, too many things, too complicated. Okay, so the change that we want to see in the world, okay, whether it's world peace, global cooperation, or having a world that works for everyone, it is not going to come from government. It is not going to come from educational institutions, because educational institutions have a lot of theory. Sorry, have a lot of theory, and they are also created a certain way, okay, to churn out, okay, to educate people a certain way. Okay, but they are also limited in what they can do. Where is the power? Where is the power? The change in the world that we want to see has to come from us. And then you might think, who am I? No, I'm one person. I'm one person. What can I do? Okay, and Bucky said this. He's one person, but it takes one person. It takes one person, and then another one person, and then another one person, and then another one person. And if you have many one persons, you have an army of people who want to see a better world, and that's where change is going to come from. Okay, it may not be a big change all at once, but you just imagine, okay, 1% change, 1% change, 1% change, 1% change, or even 0.1%, 0.1, it doesn't matter. Okay, we actually have the power to create that change. It starts with us. Okay. So the world, so we may not be able to change the world immediately right now. But if we want to see a better world, then we cannot change because of the world. We need to stay who we are. We need to stay committed. We need to stay convicted. And then we need to take a stand of what we want to create and then create that. Okay, that's what this means. We cannot change. We may not be able to change the world as it is right now, for now. But don't let the world change you, because if the world changes you, then the world will remain as it is. Because all of us just give up. But if we persist in what we believe in and what we want to create, eventually we will create that change. It starts, each of us, one by one. Okay. So I talk about attitude, how to train to keep that true attitude in every game that we play. So attitude, so I talked about 4 steps, right? There's result, there's action. Okay, in order to create result, there's action and behavior. In what drives the action and behavior is our attitude and mindset. And what creates our attitude and mindset are our beliefs. What we believe to be true or not true. Then our attitude reflects our belief. So if to answer this question, I will ask, what do you believe? How strong is that belief? And what are you committed to create? Because if you don't have that belief, you don't have that commitment, okay, your attitude will swing because there is no support. So it's not a matter of positive attitude or negative attitude. Okay, positive attitude or negative attitude comes from a belief. If you believe you cannot, or the world is impossible, so unfair, then guess what kind of attitude it will be? It will be a negative attitude, right? But if you believe that I can change the world, even if I'm one person, I can change the world, or I can play a part to change the world. I can participate in changing the world. I can do something within my influence, my control. Okay, it may be a small thing, but it makes a difference. If I believe that, then what's my attitude going to be? What's my attitude going to be? My attitude is going to be, I will not be defeated easily. I will stay committed. I will stay energized. I will stay motivated. It starts with the belief. It starts with the belief. What do you believe or don't believe? Take a look. The results that we create starts with our belief. What do you believe and what are you committed to? When you're clear about that, your attitude will reflect your belief. Okay. If I'm the richest and most powerful man in the world, okay, very hard for me to imagine because it's not something that I aspire to be or do. Well, you're throw at me. Well, I must think. And at this point in time, I don't know. If I'm the richest and most powerful man in the world, like Iron Man, is it? Like Iron Man, build a lot of Iron Man suits and save the world. Create a superhero league, and okay, that's the fun that's the fun thing lah. That's the fun thing. I think it doesn't matter what is richest and most powerful. What is richest and most powerful are the people who create the change, who believe that they can create the change. Okay, and it's not about rich, it's not about being powerful. It's about a belief that you can create the change. So I don't think about being richest or most powerful. I just think about what it is that because being richest and most powerful man in the world may not be my life design. Okay, and so the way I think about things, okay, maybe once upon a time when I was younger, I'll think, and so interesting, right? I'm 52 years old. Okay, I'm 52 years old, and I know that I have a purpose. I have a purpose on this planet. And I don't think about being the richest or most powerful. I think about just being me, kampong kid, getting back to the basics, and having people understand that all of us are enough, that all of us have enough, and all of us can create a world that works for everyone. Okay, so whether I'm richest or most powerful man in the world, or I am me right now, okay, I will still do that. Okay, to have people know that all of us are enough, all of us are unique, all of us have a part to play in this world. And that's all we need to do in our lifetimes to create that for each other. And the decision is to start. The decision is to touch one other life. And then that life touch another life. Okay, and we spread. But people need to understand this, that for us to win, all of us can win together. So regardless of whether I'm the richest or most powerful man in the world, or I'm Douglas Kampong Kid right now, that's what I'll do. That's my message. That all of us have gifts, all of us have a part to play on this planet, all of us can do something to make this place, to make this life one that everyone can win. Yeah. Okay. How to become more positive? It's a choice. It's always a choice. How we choose to see something. Why would you not be positive? Why would you not be positive? If you see, so it's a relationship. I think so. Earlier I talked about belief, right? What you believe that then creates the attitude or the mindset. And being positive or negative is at the mindset or attitude layer. So go back to the belief. Go back to the belief and what you choose to believe. And are your beliefs empowering beliefs or disempowering beliefs? Are your beliefs limiting you, or are your beliefs creating possibilities? Are your beliefs? Do you believe that struggle is meant to bring you down, or do you believe that struggle is designed to help you grow? If you think that struggle is designed to punish you, then every time you experience a struggle, guess what's going to happen? It's like, oh my God, another one. Okay, and that reflects a certain mindset or attitude. But if you believe that every struggle, every obstacle, every challenge that comes along is something that will help you grow, help us grow. So what happens when we experience a struggle? Oh my God, what do I have? What can I learn from this? Okay, you will not. It may not be like that. Okay, wow, so nice struggle. No, okay, when I experience struggles, I also why. But I shift. Then the next thing I think. Once upon a time, I used to think when I experience challenges, the thought that it comes to my mind is, oh no, why like that? Why me? How come so difficult? Okay, but that was once upon a time. Okay, today, does that still happen sometimes? Sometimes I will own. Okay, so why again? But then the next thing that happens is, what is it that I need to learn? What is this? What is the universe attempting to teach me? What is it that I need to learn if this is happening again, then was there a lesson that I didn't learn the last time it happened? Or is there something new that I need to learn from this? Because what I know now, okay, is that if I overcome this struggle or this challenge or this whatever difficulty is, am I going to be the same person? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to have an expanded reality box. I'm going to have new set of skills, knowledge, awareness, because I have fought a bigger monster and I have won. Does that make sense? Okay, so it is a choice. What is the belief? Always go back to the belief. It's looking good. As in look good, is it? As in look good, as in look pretty, look beautiful. Is that what the look good means? Is looking good another game to play? Does it really matter? Is that a game that you want to play? It is a game. Okay, looking good is a game. Okay, I hope I'm understanding this correctly. We get to choose the games that we want to play. No good or bad game, no right or wrong game. If there's a game, we play the game, we get an experience, our lives become richer from playing that game. So I don't have so you choose whatever game. I don't have a right or wrong, good or bad. Okay, you choose, you play the game, you create a result, you overcome your struggles, challenges, you will grow. So does it matter? Does it matter to choose that game or not? It's your life. It's our life. So each of us get to choose the games we want to play or don't want to play. It is a choice. You can tell. I think I might have said this before. You can do whatever. You can do whatever. You can want whatever it is that you want in your life, and you need to want. You need to know or be clear about what you want. Okay, because if you are not thinking about what you want, then if you don't want anything, then what are you doing? Okay, that's number one. And if you're not wanting anything, then what are you creating in your life? Okay, because if you're not wanting anything, you're just moving around aimlessly. Okay, so you need to know what you want. Because the other thing is, if you don't know what you want, then if somebody tells you what to want, okay, then it's not what you want. It's what somebody else wants for you. Then you're living somebody else's life. So the first thing to be clear about is, what do you want? What do you want? No good or bad, no right or wrong, but whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you will create, there is a consequence, because there's a journey that you go through. You overcome things, you will learn things, you will grow, you will impact other people. There is a consequence. Okay? Are you ready for those consequences? Okay, are you ready for what you will create? Okay, so you could be clear about that too. But whatever it is that you want in your life, just don't do this. Okay, don't hurt somebody else, including yourself. Okay, don't hurt somebody else, including yourself. Otherwise, you can want anything. I know persistence is one of the key elements to be successful, but how to know whether to give up or not? The universe will give you feedback. But I think I talked about this before. Okay, so you have a goal, you have a dream, you have a career, you have a thing that you want to do, that point B. And that point B, okay, so let's say this point at a certain stage in your life, let's say you're 20 years old, you have a point B that looks a certain way. Okay, maybe you want to develop a certain career or something. So at 20 years old, you have that point B and you think your career, your vocation, your job, you want to do that. And you want to do that by age 30. So you start doing it. Okay, so you start doing, and then along the way, the universe throw struggles, right? Throw your struggles, throw your obstacles. Then we talked about this before. Okay, so sometimes you make correction. Okay, it is very seldom, okay, you have a goal that it will be a straight path. Because as you're traveling, all these obstacles, then you start to, so that the reality is going to be like this, okay, up and down. And so that's a reality. But along the way, so you're age 20, then age 22, you've been traveling a little bit. Then along the way, with all these things that are happening, you are also growing, right? As you're moving along with all the obstacles and challenges, you also grow. Your knowledge expands, your awareness expands. You see, you have more. You see more of the world. You experience more things. At age 22, with all these new things and the growth that you've experienced, that original point B, you might think, maybe I don't want to go there anymore, because now you see things that you've never seen before. You've experienced things you've never experienced before. Then you decide, okay, I want to now go to point C. So you switch and you start again. Okay, so the thing is, it's not about the goal, the dream. It's not about the point B. Because the point B, what's the purpose of point B? The purpose of point B is just, you're at point A, right? The purpose of point B is just to create a journey. Okay, where is point B? Sometime in the future. It's just a point. Where will most of the things happen? Between point A and point B. That's where all the learning and growth and experience and everything that you will gain in your life. When you reach the point B, let's say your point B doesn't change. When you reach a point B, what would you have gained? Okay, it's not about point B anymore. It's what you have experienced in order to get to point B. But the point B, so that's one part. The second part is that the point B doesn't have to remain the point B. Along the way, you shift. So the only role, the only job, the only thing that the goal or the dream or the career is designed to do is to create a journey. And this journey can change. Okay? But if you don't have that goal, that dream, or that desire, and you are here, then what happens? Nothing, because there's no journey, there's nowhere to go. Then you just stay here, you look left, you look right, you look up, you look down, you're not moving. And if you're not moving, the universe doesn't know what to give you. Then you get random things, and then you just play with the random things. Maybe you get busy playing with the random things, but in the end, 1 year later, 2 years later, where are you? Still in the same spot. You might have been very busy, okay, taking care of all the random things, but where are you? Still in the same spot. Okay, so the only thing that point B is designed to do, it doesn't matter what the point B is to create a journey so that you start moving. And only when you start moving, then other things can happen. So the universe will give you feedback. Okay, and if you learn to listen to the universe, then you just make adjustments. And the thing is, so the universe, so we say this, okay, the universe will either give you a test or test or tap. Okay, so the tap, okay, so this is money and you terms. Tap is hello, that tap. Okay, it's feedback. Okay, so sometimes the universe will throw things at us to test us. Okay, whether we will break through or break down. Okay, so that's a test. Okay, and after that we move on. Sometimes it's a tap. Hey, by the way, you shouldn't go that way. Maybe it's easier this way. Okay, maybe this will be an easier route, or maybe whatever it is. So the universe will tap and give you feedback. Then sometimes we listen to this. Oh, okay, so that's going to this danger area. This may be safer to do, but this not so nice, not so enjoyable. But this more exciting. But the universe tell you dangerous. Then you don't listen to the universe, and then you say, no, I want to go there. Then the universe tap you again. Hey, danger. I want to go. Hey, tap you again. Danger. So we say this. Okay, the universe will tap, and if you keep ignoring the tap becomes louder and louder. If you still ignore, one day drama will happen. Then you have to solve a big problem. Not nice when the universe give you tap, give you message, give you feedback. Listen to the feedback. How do you know it's feedback? Okay, if it's the same problem over and over again, same obstacle over and over again, okay, there is something there. Okay, How will you know? You will learn when you experience. I can tell you now, it's my experience. Can I give my experience to you? I cannot give my experience to you. Okay, I can tell you what can happen, but you need to get your own experience. Okay. All right. So, okay, I don't know how to answer this cosmic message. What tap from the universe is it? You practice. It comes in all. Okay, I'll do this one very very quickly. Okay, it comes in all sorts of forms. Okay. And it is very interesting when it happens. I don't know how. I actually don't know how to describe to you. Okay, but it is true. For me. Okay, so for me, I don't know if it's true for other people. For me, it always comes as a series of things. Okay, series of coincidences, series of and then you might think that hey, it's just a coincidence. But sometimes some of these things is too bizarre. Okay, it cannot happen that way. It should not happen that way, and then it happens. Sometimes it's somebody saying something happening, and totally unrelated. Um, but then I see how the message is repeated. The message is repeated, or there are certain guidance that seems to be coming. I used to think it's nothing. Okay, but as I grow older, as I see more of this, I started to observe. I started to notice what happened and then what happened after that. And after a while, I started to realize that there's something there I cannot explain. Okay, but what I've learned to do is to start listening or start noticing when these things happen and be ready. Be ready that I need to be prepared for something. And then do whatever it is that I intuitively feel that I need to do. Okay, so I don't know how it will look like for other people. This is what it looks like for me. Okay, so you need to look for yourself. The universe speaks to us in different ways. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I overran the time. It's 10 minutes longer than the hour that you guys were here for. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for your amazing questions. Every week you guys challenge me. It's like, oh my god, I feel like I'm sitting for an exam every week. But thank you. Okay, thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. They are amazing questions. Keep the questions coming. I hope I've created value for all of you. Again, please, I give me feedback, because sometimes I read the questions, I understand it a certain way. It may not be the way you intend, and if I didn't answer your questions, please ask the questions again and let me know that I didn't answer the question. Okay, but thank you all for being here. Please help me spread this. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how else to do this. Okay, and yeah, and then I'll see you guys next week. All right, Kampung Kid out. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.